Very good morning and welcome to all my students out here. I'm Nitin Goel. I'm working as a lecturer with one of the university in Oman. And after getting so many experiences in Oman, I have seen that we are studying UK taxation as a part of our curriculum for business students. And there's a reason. That reason will be specifically clear with this presentation. The reason why I'm covering this topic is that we have to understand that why being in Oman, we have to study about UK taxation. Number one reason is very clear that most of the students in Oman, they are going to plan for pursuing the course like ACCA. And one of the ACCA taxation part is UK taxation. So today I'm going to give you the briefing about UK taxation versus Oman taxation and the summary about basic parts which can really help you to understand the difference better, and also it can help you in your examinations. Okay, so in case any of the requirement is there, you are feeling some problem in any of the area, you can write me in the comments and I will try to make out a video on that particular topic, and we can discuss about how easily we can understand different taxation systems. All right, so let's start with the first slide. That slide is talking about the comparison of, let me talk about the pen now. Comparison of UK and Oman taxation system. We are not comparing two countries right now. We are comparing only the taxation system. And I'm going to give you a disclaimer in advance that maybe when you are watching this video, this particular lecture or this presentation, maybe that there have been some changes, or maybe some of the idea have got changed in any taxation system. So kindly do not take it as it is. If you are applying in day-to-day life or any practicality of this topic, please update yourself with the current taxation rates, current scenarios, because this is going to give you only understanding of the difference between Oman and UK taxation system. So let's discuss about the structure and differences of the two. When we talk about the introduction about this topic, what we are going to cover, we are going to discuss about the overview of UK and Oman taxation. We are going to focus on personal tax, corporate tax, and indirect taxes. And if you are a Omani student, you might be saying that I don't have a personal tax. We will discuss that. Don't need to worry. But in Oman, we don't have personal tax. But in UK, we have personal tax. Like many other countries, also like I am from India. India, we have personal tax also. We have corporate tax also. We have different types of taxes. Indirect taxes are there. So we cannot cover India right now because that is not part of ACCA curriculum. But ACCA and Oman taxation, we are taught in together. So we have to understand it. So when we talk about the personal taxation, see, it is very easy. There are two different, I will not take more time. We will discuss about different taxation structures are there. Like there are progressive taxation, there is regressive taxation, there is a standard taxation. When we say progressive means as the income grows, the taxation is levied high on the high income. So higher the income, higher the tax, lower the income, lower the tax. That is called progressive. As you can see, the word is here, progressive taxation rates, which is applicable in UK. So in UK, we apply progressive taxation. Means if you see the slabs like 20%, 40%, 45% with personal allowance of £12,000, 12,570 allowance. Now normally you must have heard about this particular 12,570 pounds as a personal allowance. Personal allowance means that up to this particular income in UK, personal income in UK like salary income or your shop income or trading income, whatever your personal income, up to 12,570 pound, this income will be exempt. Above that, we are going to have the rates 20%, 40% and 45%. In Oman, when we talk, we are blessed. There is no personal income tax until 2028. Please be specific. You can check on the Google or anywhere else that until 2028, which is a recent decree which has been issued in the last year. Then after 5% of income tax will be levied for anybody who is having income of 42,000 OMR or more annual income. I'm putting a hashtag out here because I again make a disclaimer. Maybe this might change. Maybe this has been already changed. I don't have maybe the updated version right now when I'm making the video. So please, but we have to understand by 2028, after that, we are planning to introduce personal income tax for the people who are earning more than 42,000 Riyal, Omani Riyal or more in Oman. So in UK we have progressive taxation rates. In Oman so far there is no personal tax. So we are blessed. There is no tax. So please earn more, save more, and enjoy more. So right now, if UK we talk about the, if you can see the chart also here and here, Oman is still, the chart is giving you 5%, but it is not applicable right now. Right now it is zero. Next comes the corporation tax, corporate tax. Corporate tax is basically for the people who are who are running companies, the companies who are doing businesses. So when we talk about the corporate tax in Oman, it is very standard tax rate, and we call it like, we have 15% standard rate. Let me change the color of the ink first. Ink color, I think for this black should work. Okay, so if you talk about Oman, 15% standard rate is there. For small and medium enterprises, we have 3% of VAT tax, corporate tax, and for oil and gas, we have 55%. Let me just because I don't want to confuse you. So for oil and gas, 55% is the tax rate, and free zones exempt means there are some specialized economic zones, like in Oman. If you are living in Oman, you know about it. Dukam is coming out with the special economic zone and free zone. That means for next 5 years, anybody working there will not have to pay any tax. For specific, I put a hashtag again. Not everything I'm saying is correct to 100% extent, but maximum industries which are going to be covered in the special economic zones, they will be covered in free taxation zone for minimum 5 years, and then they can be extended also. But please remember that they have to file their returns every year. Now, UK, if we talk about, in UK the corporate taxation practice is different. They have 19% of profits, 19% of tax if profit is less than or equal to 50,000 pound. Then 25% of profit if the profit is more than or equal to 250,000 pound. So when we are studying about taxation, maybe when you are studying the UK taxation in your classes by respective teachers, when I am teaching in my classes also, at that time maybe I am teaching different tax rates because I might be following a different tax year that time. So no need to get confused. What you have understanding is there are certain slabs, stairs like this. Up to income of 50,000 pound, we have 19%. After that, up to 250,000 pound, we have 25%. And then after, we have some marginal relief also. We are not saying that if you are going to have more income, we will tax continuously. We can give you some marginal relief benefits. But so far in this presentation, we are not talking about all these reliefs and everything. We are talking only about basic difference of Oman taxation and UK taxation. So let us understand this way. Corporate tax rate. If you see in UK and Oman, UK has higher rates than Oman. So if you look at the structure of Oman corporate tax breakdown, the major portion is covered by oil and gas. Therefore, the GCC, we always say we are petroleum economy because our major dependency is on petrol and gas. So we are getting major revenue in terms of tax from oil and gases only. Then comes corporate tax, that is standard rate 15%, and then for small and medium enterprises 3%, right? So this is going to be, now when you look at your notes, class notes, and you discuss with your teachers, they must be telling you about, as I am also telling in my classes, there are certain conditions to be an SME. You have to have certain number of capital employed, certain amount of profit, gross profit margin, and also number of employees in particular organization. Then you are becoming SME. If you are an SME, the tax rate is 3%. If you are not, then 15%. Then oil and gas 55%, and special economic zone or free zones, alhamdulillah, no tax. Okay. Indirect taxes or VAT. Now there are other indirect taxes which is very popular nowadays in Oman also. VAT. Wherever you go for shopping, wherever you buy something, majority of items you will see 5% VAT. So that 5% VAT is standard in Oman, but not for everybody. When we talk about VAT, there are three different rates which are applicable. One is called standard VAT, one is called zero rated VAT, and third is called exempt. Exempt means on these products or industry no VAT. So when we talk about standard VAT, this is like very similar to Oman. UK 20% standard rate. In Oman it is 5% standard rate. Now on certain items there is zero rated. Zero rated means no rate. But in UK we have reduced rate also. 5% reduced means on certain items it is reduced 5%. But in Oman there is no reduced. It is like 5% or zero rated or exempted. So like in Oman if you see exemptions for healthcare and education, means on healthcare and education there is no VAT. Other than that 5% or zero rated. I'm not getting into now in detail about input VAT or output VAT. Maybe later on, if you will ask, I will make a video for you and we can discuss about, okay, what is input VAT, what is output VAT, and we can continuously discuss about all those parameters. But I need to have your suggestions and requirement and request in the comment box. Then only I can continue with that. Other taxes, if you talk about in UK, many students have gone through ACCA, those who are doing, they know about capital gain tax. So let me again try to change the pen. Okay, no need. Capital gain tax, in UK we have capital gain tax 10 to 18, 28%. Inheritance tax we have 40% and above 325,000 of inheritance. In Oman, no capital gain. We students are sometimes asking me also, teacher, we are not having inheritance tax, then why you're teaching us? Today we don't have, but tomorrow if you are going to plan to work in any sort of companies, there we have inheritance tax, or you're dealing in companies who are dealing in UK and you have UK taxation, then you have to understand all these implications. Now what is capital gain tax? Today you buy some gold ornaments, after 10 years you are selling it, you are getting some profit on that, so that is a capital gain. Today you buy any land, tomorrow you want to sell, you will get some profit, you will have capital gain tax. Today you buy any property, movable, immovable, or precious metals or something, and tomorrow you want to sell it, and the profit you get, if you get profit it's called capital gain, if you don't get the profit it is called loss, capital loss. So that is a capital gain. What is inheritance? Inheritance can be, number one, inheritance is like we are getting from somebody who's dying or who has died. Now the property has been inherited to the next person, to the next generation. This is the person when he is dead. He has transferred, the donor has transferred on the occasion of death. It is transferred to the next generation or legal heir. Another can be, inheritance can be a gift. I am alive, I have a lot of wealth, I will transfer my wealth to somebody I know. It can be my son or daughter, my nephew, my relative, my friends, anybody I want to transfer, or maybe I just transfer everything to a trust. You must be recalling, if you have done this particular things, you must be recalling that you have studied about inheritance tax, that when you're alive, you can transfer to your relative, family, everything. And if you are not, then you can transfer it to the next generation. So if you are going to transfer it, there are possibility of taxes, like it can be an exempted tax, exempted, it can be potentially exempted, or it can be chargeable, like chargeable, what you call CLT. So there's like it's going to be like whenever you're transferring it to the trust, to a trust forever, then there is applicability of CLT. You can go through your notes. If you want, I can make a video later on. Now compliance and filing, just go through that, because in Oman you have studied about within 3 months you have to submit provisional return, and after within 6 months you have to submit a final return with Oman Taxation Authority. If you see here, the name is written OTA. But in UK we follow HMRC. If anybody has doubt, Her Majesty Revenue Council, that is applicable in UK. And these are both self-assessment. You will send it to HMRC or OTA in Oman, and they will assess it within a time, stipulated time. Then they will come back to you with a notice of assessment, and your assessment is complete. So let's have a discussion about, I will just take you quickly to this particular table. So let us go through this table in a quick way to understand these two taxation system very clearly. Number one, when we talk about the aspects on which we are going to compare them. Let me change the color of the pen, please. Yes, the first we are going to discuss the aspect for UK and Oman. First aspect, personal income tax. As we have already discussed, the taxation is progressive, 20, 40, 45 and above, and personal allowance is £12,000, £12,570. Up to that particular level, no income tax, no personal income tax in UK. In Oman, we do not have personal income tax so far. So it will come in 2028 as proposed. Again, disclaimer, please do not take it as a standard. Maybe it may change, maybe it is postponed, maybe it is preponed, whatever government will decide. Corporate tax, we talk about 19% up to profit of less than or more up to £50,000, 25% for more than or equal to £250,000. So in between you have a situation, we are stuck between teacher, we are stuck between 50,000 to 250,000. What will happen to them? There we are going to follow marginal relief for in between. So means if you are stuck somewhere in between, my income is more than 50 but less than 250, so I am stuck somewhere here. My question mark arises, what will I do? I will get marginal relief because you have not completed 250,000, so you are going to get the benefit up to 250 and between 50, so you will get marginal relief. Definitely your teacher must be teaching about marginal relief. In Oman, we have standard rate for corporate tax like 15%, SME 3%, oil and gas 55%, and free zones 0%. VAT, standard rate 20% in UK, reduced 5%. There is no reduced in Oman. We have zero rated. So in Oman, we have 5% VAT, exemption for healthcare and education exports. Capital gain tax, yes, in UK we have capital gain tax that is 20 to 28%, and no capital gain tax for individuals in Oman so far. Alhamdulillah, very nice. Inheritance tax 40% on estates above £325,000. If you have transferred the inheritance for more than £325,000, again depending upon many clauses, you need to study in detail, then 40% tax, inheritance tax. In Oman, no inheritance tax. Withholding of tax, this I have not covered previously, but just understand. Withholding of tax is basically, in Oman, we normally we are giving it for the people who are coming to Oman, doing work and going back, and we are going to charge them 10% standard withholding tax, like on royalties, technical services, management fees for non-resident, like this. Generally, none of for domestic payments, treaty based on cross-border. So that is the first thing you will see in UK, none. Withholding tax is zero for majority of the things. Now, if you talk about tax filing, self-assessment with HMRC, and provisional 3 months in Oman, 6 months for final return for Oman Taxation Authority. This you might have heard about double taxation treaties. Treaties means agreement. Treaties means agreement. That we are going to have treaties. I will just erase it again. Okay. Now treaties means agreement between two countries that if anybody has given tax in your country, no need to give it again in other country. So extensive network. See, UK is working for our last so many decades. So definitely their network of business, network of markets is much wider than Oman. So it has extensive network treaty with Oman in place. So we have a treaty with UK and UK has treaty with Oman also. So if you have given any tax on any income in UK, no need to give it again in Oman and vice versa. But Oman still is having expansion right now. Maybe right now we have got a treaty. UK is definitely effective from 1998, but still the limit of this treaty with Oman, I will request you to search in Google or anywhere, that please search with how many countries Oman has double taxation treaty, or we call it agreement. Then so far we have more than 33 countries in place, but definitely UK has much wider scope. So these are the basically what I wanted to cover, like conclusion. Like UK has a comprehensive taxation system with multiple layers. Oman offers simple structure with limited personal taxation, and businesses should consider treaty benefits and compliance requirement. This is about the conclusion for this particular presentation. I tried, because I'm teaching taxation in Oman for last 7 years, so I understand that students, once they are going to discuss about Oman taxation and UK taxation when they are planning to pursue their ACCA, or in many universities and colleges in Oman, we are teaching students UK taxation mainly. So if you find this presentation valuable, if you are finding it that this is really beneficial, we can have more discussion about it, then you need to put your request, and please try to put your request in English, because my Arabic is very bad. أنا ما أعرف Omani Arabic very much. So I will request you, please put your comments or request in English, so that I can cover up with more such topics with my understanding to date, because tomorrow it may change, because taxation is something I really enjoy teaching, I really enjoy, but the thing is every year it gets changed. So if a teacher is not updated, maybe sometime it has a limitation for a teacher, we might teach you little less, but tomorrow using the same techniques you can implement for a better understanding. So I wish you all the best. Take care, take your notes properly, and do subscribe this channel. All the very best. This is Nitin Goel signing off. Bye bye.